and welcome to my check Talking Media, a casual podcast where we discuss broadcasting and media. I'm Widya Julasiska, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about something we see every day but rarely stop to think about its impact. Yes, social media from X, TikTok to Instagram, news spreads incredibly fast. But the question is, does this make journalism better or does it just make misinformation spread faster? Hmm, let's talk about it. Stay tuned. Back then, if you want news, we had to wait for the morning newspaper or the evening TV broadcast. Now, just 5 minutes after an event happens, videos are already circulating on social media. That's the positive side. Social media makes information more democratic. Anyone can become a citizen reporter. For example, during natural disaster or large protest, videos from ordinary people often appear before official media coverage. But the other hand, this speed also creates serious problems. Imagine a single post with no clear source being seen by thousands of people in a short time. If it is false information, it can go viral before it is even verified. This is what we call misinformation and disinformation. Even more concerning, social media algorithms tend to show us content that match what we already like. As a result, we keep seeing the same perspective and rarely get objective information. This phenomenon is known as an echo chamber. So, what is the role of journalists today? Modern journalists don't just deliver news. They also have to verify facts. They need to check source, dates, and even the authenticity of photos and videos. Many media organizations now have dedicated fact-checking teams. But it's not only journalists who are responsible. We, as the audience, also play an important role. Before sharing an information, try to pause for a moment and ask yourself, is the source credible? Is there supporting evidence? And it is just sensational content? If you're not sure, it is better not to share it right away. It is better to be a little late but accurate, that fast but wrong. So, in conclusion, social media is like a tool. It can be benefit but also harmful depending on how you use it. Now, if we take a deeper look, there's one interesting point. Social media is not just a place to share news, but also a space that shapes public opinions. Sometimes a topic can become very big simply because it is widely discussed on social media, even though it may not actually be the most important issues. This is what we often call viral culture. What goes viral is what people consider important. However, in journalism, not everything that is trending deserves to be reported on a large scale. There is a process of selection, news values, and ethics. This is where a major challenge arises. When professional media have to contend with fast and engaging viral content, there is often pressure to keep up, even to move too quickly. As a result, there is a risk of declining news quickly. In addition, we often see the phenomenon of clickbait Headlines are made as attractive as possible, sometimes even engaged just to grab attention. You may have experienced clicking on a news article with a dramatic handling, only to find that the content is ordinary or even doesn't match the title. This is also a part of the impact of social media on journalism. Then, there is also a phenomenon known as trolling by social media. This is when someone is immediately judged by the public on social media, even before the actual facts are declared. Public opinion forms very quickly and is often difficult to change, even after clarification. This can have serious consequences, especially for the individuals involved. That's why it is very important not to rely on just one source. Try to get used to looking at different perspectives. Compare multiple news sources. Check different media outlets and see whether an information is consistent or not. In addition, we also need to be more aware of our digital footprint. What we share today can remain on the internet for a long time. So, before hitting the share button, it is worth thinking twice. It is information useful? Could it harm others? It is true. Because in the end, we all play a role in shaping the information ecosystem on social media. If we act wisely, the information curriculum will also be healthier. In addition, there is another phenomenon that we increasingly see today: the result of influencer as source of information. In the past, we tended to trust journalists or official media more, but now many people actually trust content from influencers they follow every day. The problem is not all influencers have a background in journalism or understand the ethic of delivering information. Sometimes, information is shared based on personal opinions rather than verified facts. This doesn't mean that all influencers are bad. Many are responsible and share accurate information. However, as an audience, we still need to be able to distinguish between opinion and fact. Another challenge is information overload. Every day, we are bombarded with hundreds or even thousands of pieces of information, from seriously news to entertainment. As a result, we can feel overwhelmed and sometimes don't have the time to verify everything. In a situation like this, people tend to believe the fastest or most attention-grabbing information. But that doesn't mean it is the most accurate. That's why it is very important to develop digital literacy. This means not only being able to use social media, but also being able to understand, analyze, and evaluate the information we receive. For example, we can start with simple steps: checking who wrote it, where it comes from, and whether the source is trustworthy. Also, pay attention to the date of the news. Sometimes all news appears and is mistakes for a reason even. This happens quick often that can lead to misunderstanding. Simple habits like this can help you become more critical audience. And if we look at the bigger picture, social media also influences how journalism works. Today, many media organizations focus not only on accurately but also on engagement like comments and shares. This focus journalism to adapt to a communication style that is linear, more visual, and faster. For example, by creating short videos, infographic, or more craft headlines. On the hand, this is beneficial because information becomes easier to understand. But on the other hand, there is a risk of oversimplifying information. Complex topics are sometimes recurred too much, which can change their meaning or even lead to misunderstanding. So once again, balance is key between speed and accuracy, between being engaging and being informative. And in the middle of the tiers, change until remain essential trust. Good, good journalism is built on public trust, and the truth can only be earned when the information shared is accurate and accountable. That's our short discussion about social media and modern journalism. Remember, being a smart audience is just as important as being a professional journalist. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share it with your friends and let me know your thoughts. Do you think social media bring more benefits or more negative impacts? I'm Vidya Jolasiska and I see you in the next episode of My Check. Stay critical and be wise in consuming information. Goodbye.